Hello Aries, Aries rising, and Aries moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 24th, 2017. I'm actually using my webcam for this week just because I know the files will be smaller and they will process faster. Also, quick update for a lot of you out there. If you are already somebody who's gotten the Tarot Home Study course, check out your links towards the end of this week, beginning of next week. The one that came with your purchase, or if you purchased it early, the new ones that I sent out about a week or so after, because I'm actually in the middle of putting some extra material up on those. I bet you didn't know that. It's almost like purchasing a membership you only paid for once. I'm going to be putting up some new spreads, and possibly even some new sheets, depending on what all gets composed by then, just to kind of further your education. So it's a little gift I'm giving to everyone for all your support. Of course, if you do want to get the Tarot Home Study course, or you just simply want to get a session with me, I am back now, and you can go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, this week, interestingly enough, Monday and Wednesday seem to be the big ones. Now, that's Monday and Wednesday in the Western Hemisphere. If you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, it's going to be Tuesday and Thursday. Remember, I live on the West Coast United States, so, you know, obviously time zones and everything, we need to all be aware of it, I guess. But on Monday/Tuesday, for those of you in the Eastern Hemisphere, we've got Venus, planet of harmony, love, and all of that good stuff, forming an opposition to Saturn, currently retrograde. And this is happening between Gemini, your third house of communications, pacts, and promises, and Sagittarius, your ninth house of travel, higher education, government and legal proceedings, as well as anything that has to do with your spiritual life and your spiritual growth. And an opposition between Venus and Saturn retrograde can often manifest itself as sort of a challenge that comes up when either a new proposal or a new addendum or a new motion is put into place in one of these areas that actually is better than what we are already a part of, but we have to find a way to kind of break free of a contract or an arrangement or a schedule that we've already set in place, whether this has to do with school, whether this has to do with work, whether this has to do with, again, any kind of firm signed contract you've got going on. We may have a bit of buyer's remorse show up. We may have found that something that we've signed off on or something we've committed to within the last couple of weeks actually was not the best we could do, and the better alternative is manifesting this week. So hopefully we have room for that, or we can finagle an opportunity for that. On Wednesday, we've got the Sun forming a conjunction with Mars in Leo. Remember, Wednesday, Western Hemisphere, Thursday, Eastern Hemisphere. And with Mars and the Sun come together, there's a fight we need to have that we can win. It's a victory kind of aspect, but it's a bit challenging if you're, you know, especially if you're kind of a softie, but you're Aries people, so I'm not worried about it. And usually when we have this kind of aspect show up, this is in your fifth house of love and romance and your relationships with your kids. This may be a fight that you have to have with a lover or with a child to kind of maybe get something that they're doing that's out of control or out of balance under control. And that can be a tough fight to have. Sometimes we're afraid of conflict. Sometimes we don't want to piss off our boyfriend, girlfriend. Sometimes we don't want to say something that's going to maybe like throw off our kid in a certain way. But when we have this argument, we have this debate, you know, with the Sun conjunct Mars, this can actually be a really good thing because a wall is also coming down. So, you know, don't be afraid to have this debate or this argument, whatever it is. In fact, if anything, you know, Mars and the Sun together don't do so well when we try and avoid the conflict that's brought to a head. So, what is going on with your spiritual advice this week? Well, remember, we're working with the Druid Animal Oracle this week, and this week your spiritual advice is the Bear, okay? And the Bear is kind of an interesting card because it talks a lot about a need to pay attention to, you know, maybe looking and seeing where you do need to be a bit more protective of certain things in your life right now. You know, where are you not being protective? Where are we being, you know, a bit of a doormat? You know, there's sometimes what can happen when we have the bear, you know, the bear itself is a natural deterrent. You know, when you think of a lot of things, we think of mama bear, papa bear, things like that. You don't mess with those bears, because they don't mess around. And with the bear card upright, we're kind of saying, where are you not setting that precedent in your life? Where have we maybe left it open for people, coworkers, neighbors, relatives, and things like that? The bear does have a way of teaching people how to treat them, okay? And you may have been going too soft on people yourself. Sometimes empathy is wonderful, and I'm not saying you're losing empathy by taking this approach, but you can have empathy and still say what is not acceptable. Having empathy doesn't mean you just let somebody get away with it. If somebody's treating you badly, you can't always stop and think about what they're going through. You can't always stop and think about, they just lost their job, or they had a hard childhood, and all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, beat me up. You can't do that, and those people don't deserve to get away with it just because of that. You can have empathy for their pain, but you can also stick up for yourself at the same time. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the 8 of Pentacles upright. Beautiful card for work and finances because, usually with the 8 of Pentacles, we have an opportunity to fix something that is broken at the office that actually wins us a lot of points, whether it's going over details that somebody else has screwed up on, maybe fixing something that a client, a customer, or even a boss has actually done incorrectly. The 8 of Pentacles can often show as well as a space where, and whatever comes out of this is actually something that kind of builds you those reputational points and gains down the road. And I don't want you to necessarily walk away from that. The 8 of Pentacles can also be a wonderful opportunity for those of you who are job hunting. There may be an opportunity to take on a new job, working alongside somebody, making a quick replacement for somebody that, again, has either failed or gone by the wayside. You may be getting this from a friend or, another coworker or an ex-coworker. Sorry, it's just really, really warm in here today. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we've got the Knight of Wands upright. Looks like a lovely week on the social front. In fact, the Knight of Wands is out there to try and boost your popularity. That's kind of the courtesy that I'm kind of getting from this card. The Knight of Wands is actually showing up as a friend who may actually be going out of their way to maybe promote you in some way. I'm kind of feeling like if there's something that you need to get off the ground, something that you're trying to get some traction on, or just spread the word out there, if you've kind of, deferred in a lot of ways to your friends, like, look, I need you to hit the pavement for me. I need you to put your ear to the ground, again, real estate opportunities, work opportunities, school opportunities, love opportunities. The Knight of Wands upright is always the person who first comes and takes up that quest. And so, you may be getting some kind of good feedback about a lead coming through somebody that you've already sent on this mission. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the 6 of Cups upright. This week, I want you to be very, very mindful of not going over the past every time you get new information, okay? Because the 6 of Cups as a challenge can often indicate a constant review or recycle of past cycles and past history. And I've even had these issues come up, lately. I think it's a lot of this big Chiron move that's getting ready to happen. I've even talked to clients and people online, people on my vlog channel, Scarlet Moon Magic. Every time they want to talk about something new, the first thing they do is they go back to, 10 years ago when all the troubles began. Be careful about that because you're just stirring up all that old energy. And with the 6 of Cups, there could be some things coming back from your past this week that you're not meant to entertain again. It's a test as a challenge card. With the 6 of Cups, this could be old friends. This could be old colleagues. This could be even old lovers reaching out and talking. And your challenge is not to actually entertain it, not to go get confused, not to go and, but what if this is the chance? It's not the chance, it's a temptation. And sometimes the universe sends us these tests to kind of be like, are you done? Are you done with that? Because if you let this go, something brand new is coming. I mean, even I've had those situations where every time I've, ever, say I'm about to get into a relationship, the week before I'm about to get into a relationship, sometimes it's just like exes on parade, like they all want to check in. It's because your energy's about to go somewhere else, and people psychically pick up on that, and that might be something you've got to play with. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Ace of Swords reversed. This week, the challenge with the Ace of Swords reversed always has to do with misapplying our power or going too hard. Now, of course, let's make sure that we are not doing that with that Mars conjunct the Sun this week. We don't want to be hitting, too hard when it comes to an argument or a fight or getting too personal, because the Ace of Swords reversed can talk about difficulty striking a balance between, too soft and too hard and not getting just right. And the Ace of Swords reversed can challenge us to pay attention to where we may accidentally be prone to black and white extremes, or absolutes. That's never the path of wisdom. It's always the middle way. The Ace of Swords reversed can also indicate a situation where, we have to accept where a partner or a crush may not necessarily be as assertive or aggressive or whatever we want them to be, and we've got to stop trying to give somebody that job that they're not meant to have. It doesn't mean we can't have a good relationship. Actually, we can have a wonderful relationship. It's all about acceptance. But there may be something that we are just trying to force to happen, and it's not. And it doesn't necessarily mean we can't be together. It just can't come together that way. So you can still have a good relationship. We just got to keep an open mind. So that is your horoscope, Aries. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always, again, follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.